Three little girls, one summer camp, and a storm that rolled in during the night. In June of 1977, parents across Oklahoma packed suitcases, labeled flashlights, and braided hair for what should have been a safe, joyful first camping trip. Instead, before the sun rose on the second day of camp, three Girl Scouts were dead in the woods. And for nearly 50 years, the question has never fully gone away. Did the law ever truly solve the Camp Scott murders? In the early summer of 1977, the Girl Scouts of Eastern Oklahoma opened Camp Scott near Locust Grove, a wooded camp nestled in the Ozark foothills. It was a peaceful place, rolling hills, dense trees, and quiet trails, the kind of place where parents believed their children would be safe. On June 12th, the first session of camp began. Dozens of girls arrived with sleeping bags, flashlights, and letters from home. Among them were three campers assigned to Tent 8 in the Kiowa unit: Lori Lee Farmer, age 8, Doris Denise Milner, age 10, and Michelle Guse, age 9. All three were excited. For some, it was their first time away from home. But even before the girls arrived, there were warning signs. 2 months earlier, a camp counselor had discovered something unusual while preparing the tents. Inside one of them, she found a note. It was handwritten and chilling. It warned that three girls would be killed in a tent during the upcoming camp session. The counselor reported it. The note was turned over to the camp administrators, but the camp still opened. No one imagined how close the threat would have come to reality. On the night of June 12th, a thunderstorm swept across the camp. Rain hit the canvas tents, lightning flashed through the trees. The girls in Tent 8 were last seen alive that evening. They laughed, talked, and settled into their sleeping bags. Sometime during the night, someone entered their tent. No one heard their screams over the storm. Just after dawn on June 13th, a camp counselor walking to the showers noticed something along the trail. At first, it looked like a pile of sleeping bags, but as she got closer, she realized the truth. Inside were the bodies of the three girls from Tent 8. They had been bound, sexually assaulted, and murdered. The camp was immediately evacuated. Parents were called, and news spread across Oklahoma in waves of shock and horror. A summer camp had turned into a crime scene. Authorities launched one of the largest manhunts in Oklahoma history. Evidence pointed toward a local drifter named Gene Leroy Hart. Hart had a long criminal record, including burglary and rape. He had previously escaped from prison and was known to hide in the woods near Camp Scott. Investigators found eyeglasses near the crime scene similar to the ones Hart had worn, testimony placing him near the camp, and evidence that he had been seen living in a cave not far from the site. He was arrested and charged with the murders. In 1979, Gene Leroy Hart went on trial. Prosecutors argued that he had the motive, he had the history of violence, and he had the opportunity. But the case relied heavily on circumstantial evidence. The defense attacked the investigation, questioning the handling of the crime scene and the reliability of the evidence. After deliberating, the jury returned a verdict: not guilty. Gene Leroy Hart was acquitted of all charges. Just 4 years later, in 1979, Hart died of a heart attack in prison while serving time on unrelated charges. The Camp Scott murders were never officially solved. Decades later, DNA testing was conducted on evidence from the case. Some results suggested a possible connection to Hart, but the evidence was degraded and inconclusive. As of today, the case remains officially unsolved. The murders changed summer camps across the United States. After 1977, camps increased security. Night patrols became more common, and background checks became standard practice. The tragedy also led to massive lawsuits against the Girl Scouts organization, forcing changes in camp safety nationwide. But for the families of the three girls, the legal changes never replaced what was lost: 3 sleeping bags, 3 little lives, and a mystery that still lingers in the woods. In the end, the Camp Scott case left behind more questions than answers. Will the killer ever be brought to justice, or did the real truth just disappear into the forest that night? Some crimes are solved in court, others remain in the shadows, and this one It still lives under the trees at Camp Scott. If you want more historically accurate true crime stories told without sensationalism or myth, subscribe to A Veil of Crime. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. The link is on the channel. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.